Comedy Podcast. I'm your host, The Real Deal Joel Davis, former professional wrestler, MMA fighter, currently stand-up comedian, podcaster, and promoter. Tonight's show is episode 38. We are live throughout the world, throughout the country. We have a very, very special guest coming from the West Coast, from California, professional wrestler, champion professional wrestler, and champion bodybuilder, Doug The Epic Malo. And he's here with us live tonight on Wrestling with Comedy. Doug Malo has been around the squared circle for many years, and he's made a name for himself. He just got back from a UWN World Championship match this past Tuesday, June 23rd, against Jordan Cruz. Coming up on July the 11th, he's going to the Gotham City Slam #2 in Trenton, New Jersey. The Gremlin Wrestling out there in New Jersey. He's coming to the East Coast to bring his talent. Doug Malo, the Epic, is here live with us tonight. We're happy to have him. He's also very, very well known for the big save that he did, and he's known as a hero with the Raja Jackson attack on Syko Stu back August 2025. Let's welcome the Epic man himself, the Epic One, Doug Malo. Brother, welcome to the show.
What up, boss? How are you?
Yeah, man. Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you. Officially.
And real quick, I got to throw out some other matches. I'm wrestling Sweet Baby Angel Teets, otherwise known as Bad Dude Tito. He's been on AEW recently a lot. People really need to check that guy out if they haven't. 22 years in the business. His work is always fantastic. And I'm lucky enough to even like sniff the ring with him, let alone be able to wrestle him. And then I'm wrestling a legend named Zokre. That'll be a week after Tito. Zokre is trained with like Ray Phoenix, I think Penta as well. He's a lucha legend. He's an absolute show stealer, which is cool because, you know, that'll be a challenge in itself. Like, I'm the fan favorite, you know, like, good luck, buddy. But, you know, if he steals the show from me, he'll make an enemy for life, and you have to worry about my locker room antics afterwards. So there's that. Yeah. And then also big ups to Jordan Cruz. Even though I didn't come out on top, I was blessed to share the ring with him. If you guys, for your audience that maybe not too familiar with Jordan, Jordan is an absolute fucking unit. Sorry, I gotta answer this guy's text really quick. Jordan is an absolute unit. And he's a complete gem in the ring. I was really lucky to get a chance to work with him, and I'm really grateful for that still. So, you know, if anyone hasn't seen his work, check him out. He is so fun.
Awesome, awesome. Great shout-outs there by brother Doug Malo out there in California, and some of the workers he's worked with. He's got some big matches coming up against the TNA star he's mentioned, and then he's got, we mentioned that.
Not TNA, not AEW.
AEW, correct me on that one.
AEW, Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor.
Yeah, it's Sweet Baby Angel Bad Dude Tito. He's also known as the Wolf Zaddy.
Up-and-coming star. Well, that's a great shout-out there.
He's been a star.
He's been a star. And
yeah.
And let's talk about your career and how you come up. Who trained you, and what year did you debut? For who?
I debuted for Knox Pro where the incident happened with Raja.
Really?
Yeah. I was trained by Rikishi. And really only like a couple of little nuggets here and there from other people. There's a group called Slick Sensations. Those guys are really vital to me learning how to wrestle early on. Outside of that, Knox didn't really do me a service, because when I got to like Santino's, boy, man, Gabe Sapolsky has stated, and if people don't know who Gabe Sapolsky is, he's the head of talent for WWE, stated that Santino's is the best wrestling school you could go to in the United States. And I could concur. A much better wrestler for having the opportunity to go there. Joey Chaos takes care of me. Sylvia's cool as hell, Mongol. All this great knowledge you have around you, but not just good knowledge, good people, you know. You have Slice Boogie, who I got to wrestle at Adelanto in the stadium, who's probably one of the best workers. I would say that Slice is the best person I've ever been in the ring with, and it sucks for anyone else who's been in the ring with me. but I'm just going to put Slice over because he worked with what I could work with and did what he could do and made everything fucking pop. I don't want to sit there and say like I'm the greatest wrestler of all time. I'm a great character, but there's guys who have been doing it longer, who just, you know what I mean? Like if you've been a wrestler, you know what I'm talking about, but there's guys who have been doing it longer and aren't selfish and can just really do a whole lot for a match, and Slice is that guy.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. So you debuted August 23rd, 2025. Did Rikishi train you in the ring?
Yeah. And I'm trained with his son, Tamiko, who's actually the Gremlin House, the Jersey promotion, the Gotham House Wrestling or whatever. I think it's Gremlin House. He's the champion over there.
Wow.
So, yeah, I cannot wait. He's a good friend of mine. I love Tamiko. What a good human.
Wow, so you're making a lot of waves in the sport, hitting 1 year in basically the king of sports, professional wrestling, trained by WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi, and you got some big championship matches coming up. Tell us a little bit about your bodybuilding career. Have you won any championships, and how long have you been a bodybuilder? Powerlifter.
I was a powerlifter, yeah.
Okay.
I won multiple powerlifting meets. My dot score is still considered, one of the most elite. That's how they score everything. There's a dot system. So it's like your squat, your bench, and your bench press and your body weight all combined into one. So, I did really well there. I just wish I would have taken it serious and taken myself serious at the time. But, the ebbs and flows of life. So I met my best friend Abraham, and it was some of the best times I've ever had in my life was powerlifting. I did bodybuild too. I've come in, I think, second overall. It's the best I've ever done. I wasn't very big at the time. I was like a 22-year-old. I think I did one at 24 years old too. Came in second that time as well. I might walk on a stage for bodybuilding in like the next month or two. Only because Brian Cage and Alex Hammerstone are so juicy and they also wrestle and they also bodybuild, and I just can't live with myself if I can't just be obnoxious and like also piss on where they've also, you know what I mean? Like a dog sees another dog pee at the dog park. I want to come and pee on their pee spot. Like, oh yeah, I did it too. And then Brian Cage is a chauvinist. Let me tell you about this jerk, this fucking McJerk, right? So I told him I was lacking in my hamstring department. And then Hammerstone commented on one of Brian's things, and he goes, oh, nice hamstrings. And then next thing you know, Cage is tagging me and Hammer and showing off how great his hamstrings look. Like, okay, buddy, are you trying to make an enemy? Because now I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to grow my ass so fat I'm going to have one of them little person booties. You know what I'm talking about? Like it looks like I'm going to have a stuffed diaper in my back pocket every day of my life. I'm going to build my ass cheeks up so much because I'm not going to tolerate that kind of behavior from somebody. That was just astronomically mean. So there's that, Brian Cage is a terrible human for that. Terrible human.
Well, I bet, just listening to you, Doug, that you really enjoy professional wrestling with the entertainment aspect, and also it's definitely a sport. People don't realize pro wrestling is definitely a sport. It's called sports entertainment, but you have to be an athlete to get in that ring. Otherwise, you're not going to last long in professional wrestling. Doug, let's talk about it. You debuted August 23rd, 2025, in that big match there, and of course,
I didn't debut that day. I'm saying I debuted in that same promotion. I
got you, brother.
4 years.
That's what I thought. Okay, so you had been 4 years in.
No. Yeah, it just, I could say that I didn't debut until after the incident, though, because I didn't know how much I needed to improve my wrestling game until I went to Santino's, because I was also spoiled wrestling in Knox in a WWE style ring, so a big, massive ring. Then you go to championship wrestling and the ring's tiny, and you don't realize how exposed you are as a wrestler until the ring shrinks. You don't know how good you are until you actually have to change a dynamic that you're used to and comfortable with and have to work, you have to be a better athlete. It's one thing, you do have to be a better athlete in the smaller ring. You have to have controlled rolls, controlled body movement. You have to be a better theater actor. You have to be better at everything. You have to be able to breathe better too, because you get more tired in a smaller ring because you're moving more.
Yeah, that all makes sense. Doug, let's talk about it. So, this big incident that happened, we got to talk a little bit about. The viewers do want to hear a little bit about it from you firsthand. Now, the pro wrestler that was injured with indie star Syko Stu, he was injured. He got fractured face, shattered mallex, lost multiple teeth. He had a big injury out there, and there was somebody in the back named AJ Mana that talked about getting a receipt to Raja Jackson, Doug. And I don't. The question, one of the questions we had prior to the show was there any heat between Syko Stu and AJ Mana to be able to, provoke Raja Jackson for this 20-plus shots unanswered, a ground and pound? And I just want to say right now, my problem with that is if Raja Jackson had a problem with Stewart, he should have took care of it in the locker room with the beer can incident and fought him like a man, not taking him in the ring, the way he did, and with Stu giving him his body and then knocking him out and hitting him. And again, 20-plus unanswered punches, and that's the unanswered is the problem here.
Yeah. I don't like to speak that guy's name into existence or give him any credibility. The flat ass with the cowboy hat. He's also got just we call him like Chicken Legs McGee or something like that. You know what I mean?
All right, okay.
He's very insecure about it. If you say he's got a small wiener or that he's got chicken legs, he loses his shit. He gets mad so easy. It's so fun. I live to piss that guy off because I hate him. I really do. Like, I internally have never, ever liked him because he's a shitty, evil fucking human being who, he's Dunning-Kruger personified. He's not an evil person. He's just so stupid and makes such bad decisions that, he ends up hurting everybody around him. But he's also very manipulative, and he tries to manipulate everybody. And even his former coworkers at the gym and everywhere else, they all say the same things. That the minute he doesn't get what he wants, or he doesn't, you catch on to the game that he's playing with you, then he loses his shit on you because he doesn't have any other options. So this clown, dickface, was given a vehicle by Stu. And he was supposed to pay for it, change the title over, all the other stuff. I can tell you this much, that he didn't do it, and there was heat when he showed up to the hospital between Stu's wife and AJ, because Elias, to give it the face paint, the Misfits face paint, saw the whole thing go down and said that, she flipped on him for being there. And then, AJ's over here trying to say that, there was no problems. He was fine with the D6 ranch and all the other stuff. I know for a fact those guys didn't like him. But, I don't want to bring up that guy's name anymore because, he's going to make another 50 fucking videos about how he's got the truth and the receipts and I'm lying. And I don't fucking care.
I got you, brother. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, the last day he fucking posted 20 videos about me. I told my girlfriend, I said, I'm going to say one thing. I'll make 1 or 2 videos, and I'll never respond to this idiot again. But watch how many he makes after this, because he won't be able to help himself, because he's that dumb. Fell for my bait, and then I laughed at every video he made after that, never responded. And now you brought him up again, so I have to talk about him. But other than that, I would rather drag my dick through 5 miles of broken glass and fucking talk about him again. So can we change the subject?
Absolutely. We'll just change it up. And the only reason why it was brought up is because, it was known that there was a little bit of heat in the back. We don't know exactly what it was. But again, Raja Jackson, with that attack, the son of Quentin Jackson, former UFC champion fighter, the attack, you were told apparently to keep an eye out, and, just to be honest about it, you were the only one with the guts and the balls to get in there and the only one that could really pull this guy off Syko Stu, and it could have been actually, this guy could have got killed the way he was getting punched with that ground and pound. And, you got in there and you made the save. So I just got to say this, you are a hero, and we all appreciate what you do, especially me being a brother from the East Coast out of Kowalski School. I did reach out to you, if you remember right, and I did thank you for what you did, because someone had to do something, because that man could have been killed.
Nah, I definitely think he would have died if I didn't do anything. It was all really jarring and alarming, and you couldn't tell if it was real or what was a part of the spot, because I didn't know what the spot was supposed to be or anything else like that. Like even rejogging it. My little brother was there in the stands. My friend Vera was there with her son Eli, who doesn't go to any wrestling events anymore unless I'm there. There were so many kids affected by that, and that shit was, it was bad. And then I want people to remember he did shoot a double leg on me. Now, if somebody would have tried to stop him and didn't have any training, Raja would have hurt them too.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, I had an underhook that he was trying to saw through with his elbow. There was all kinds of stuff. And then he ended up punching me when the people broke it up. So that's why I ended up headbutting him and all the other stuff.
Now, real quick, Doug, was there any words exchanged between you and Riser after you pulled him off, Stu? Was there any words exchanged?
When I first grabbed him, I literally was saying, "I'm not fighting you. Stop it." Like, you know what I mean? Trying to calm down the situation. And then there was nothing. And then when I realized how much blood was coming down my stomach from my eyeball after the little dickhead punched me, I went out front to go fight him again. And then everyone blocked me from going outside. So I ran out the back door.
Oh, wow. What an unfortunate incident. And we do here at Wrestling with Comedy Podcast, we're happy to hear that Stuart Smith, also known as Syko Stu, a former military man, is doing well now after that. And the Epic himself, Doug Malo, is the one that made the shoot save that night on August 2025. And we're just happy to have you here on the show tonight, brother. And that's something that you should be proud of. We have a segment in the program called Deal in the Names, Doug. I'm going to throw 5 names at you. If you don't mind, I'd like you to throw one word or one statement. Mm-hmm. All right, brother. Deal in the names. The first name on Deal in the Names is Syko Stu.
Good dude.
Beautiful. The second name on Deal in the Names for you tonight, Doug The Epic Malo is here tonight, folks. Episode 38, number 2, is former WWF World Heavyweight Champion, the late, great superstar Billy Graham.
Oh, man. Charisma.
Absolutely. Number 3 on Deal in the Names is Rampage Jackson.
Well, let me preface this. He's got great cuticles. He flipped me off in Vegas, and I was like, that man's got some great fucking manicured fingers. You know what I mean?
That's funny, man.
Yeah.
That's your statement on him, on Deal in the Names?
Yeah. He's cute.
Okay, that was a good one.
For cuticles.
That's gonna be a shot right there. And Deal in the Names, number 4, brother, my brother, is gonna be Rikishi.
Oh, fucking fantastic! I love the dude. If Rikishi would have been there, none of this bullshit would have happened. Like Rampage wouldn't have a fucking splitting headache over this. I wouldn't have a headache over this. Rikishi wouldn't have a headache over this because Rikishi's a fucking stud. And he would never allow somebody to come into his ring and do all this other dumb shit. He would have had a finger in everyone's face involved in the stupidity before it ever happened and made sure, you know what I mean? He would have been squashed. He would have been pissed at Stu for the beer can. If Roger said, I need my lick back, Rikishi would have fucking found a way to fucking solve the problem. Beyond that, Tomiko Fatu would have been there, which I'm really glad Tomiko wasn't because him and I are friends. And if there's any 2 wrestlers that would have stuck up for Stu at the same time, it would have been us. And I was already doing my part. So we didn't need an extra helping hand. It could have been very ugly. And I think, at the end of it all, Rikishi, I wish that he didn't have to deal with this dog shit.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. Rikishi comes from a very big line of family and professional wrestling, some of the greats, and Rikishi's one of them. Number 5, the last name on Deal in the Names, is Raja Jackson. Lost?
I think he said whatever word comes to mind, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the kid's lost. I mean, at the age of 25, knowing what I know about him now, I've said this a couple times to a couple people. If I would have lost my mom at any point in my life, I would fucking be volatile, right? For him to have to deal with that emotional baggage, living in his dad's shadow, having a big spotlight on him, which is hard to deal with. I don't even have half the fucking spotlight those people do, and I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I can get a little fucking stir crazy. It's a lot of pressure to put on somebody at that age, right? Now you got Kick and all these other people fucking gassing up a situation. You got a person that's supposed to be your fucking friend bringing you there, encouraging you to be fucking stupid. Nobody at any point thought about, this is a 25-year-old young man who could make a bad decision that could ruin his life. You know, like when I go out with my friends at the bars and my buddy's acting like a drunk asshole, I'll grab him by their arm and say, we're going to go home, because I'm not going to allow him to ruin his life because of his bad behavior, right? That's what you do with friends. So the fact that he was in this situation was already proof positive that he's lost, because he's being led around by the blind. And then he's got all these other emotions and things that he's not really dealing with, and he's trying to work through, but he's not like diving into himself, because no 25-year-old does that. Life doesn't hit you hard enough at 25 to fucking make you dive into yourself and fix problems with you internally and why you're doing certain things or feeling certain things or what you need to be doing. So like at the end of the day, like he was kind of force-fed into a shit situation, and he did a terrible, terrible fucking thing. Like, I'm not saying he's a victim, because what he did was astronomically fucking evil.
Yes.
But like, I've also done really evil shit to people in my life, and I understand that, like, that's not who he exactly is, Like, so it's my mind. It's a very hard situation for me to put my head around, because I don't know him personally. If I knew him personally, I could have a better answer, right? But this is just me, like, reading possibilities of what I see.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Like, I think the kid is lost.
Well, that's a good word to describe him. And, and just one last point on the incident, what I'd like to make, and I think you agree with me, I don't know if you do or not, but my opinion is basically as you're in the locker room. I've been in some legit fights in the locker room in professional wrestling myself. I mean, I was in the sport 18 years, and, you get into a fight, you man it up, and you fucking duke it out, you fight. Or if you get in the ring and you get a potato, you throw one shot back at the other guy, and you call it a night, But this fucking guy, Roger Jackson, son of Quentin Jackson, UFC champion fighter, he's back there, gets hit with a beer can to the side of the head. Syko gave him maybe 20-30% of that. He didn't give him full force to the head with the can. And this fucking guy, if he had a problem with Syko, what pissed me off is then fight him right there, face to face. Don't take the man in the ring.
Agree.
Don't take the man. You know what I'm saying, Doug? Don't take the man in the ring.
But that's where the loss comes into play, right? So if this is somebody that wasn't being performative for his friend's camera and what he thinks he needs to do to uphold some type of fucking legacy or to maintain his clout or fucking whatever it is. It's like two kids fighting in a schoolyard, right? They don't really want to fight each other. They're nice kids, but they end up fighting each other because of why? Because of all the outside pressure.
Peer pressure.
So what I'm saying is Roger got that on the live stream. The reaction settled. Everything happened. I don't think he's naturally like this off-the-top violent person. I think he's a reactionary violent person. But like his first initial reaction is more than likely like peace. And he only knows how to react violently because he does fight sports, and that's what's been taught to him, So like I feel like in a lot of ways, like, yeah, you should have fought him. That would have been the best way to know that. Like, if the thing that pisses me off, too, is all the people that said that they're fucking Stu's friend, are like, yeah, give him a fucking receipt. Stu's not a trained fighter. He's been fucking drinking beers. That he's going to be performing and tired and gassed out. None of those motherfuckers have probably ever been fucking hit while they're tired when the tank is empty. But that is a life-threatening situation. Like when your body's too loose to fucking absorb a blow and you get fucking smacked. Like it's unworldly. I've been there and I don't like it. You know what I mean? Like it's something that you can't describe. But like you set somebody that was supposed to be your friend up for even one receipt for that. Off your fucking ass, stupid.
I agree.
Stupid.
I agree.
The only way to solve that situation is to say, shake hands, fight another day with this dickhead sober, or we could fucking fight it out right now. When it goes to the floor, it's over. You know, fucking set some ground rules, fucking man up, let's go. And then tell Stu, you fucking did the crime, fucking, you know, pay your dues.
Yeah, and Doug, and you make a good point there, because when you are intoxicated and you do get hit, it's a different. You don't have the same balance on your feet in a fighting stance if you're going to fight, and with the alcohol, you're going to be a little dizzy right off the bat. And it looked like Syko was knocked out right after the power slam, like the half belly to belly, or whatever the hell you want to call it. He looked like he was knocked out right away.
Yeah. After I rewatched it a couple of times, he was definitely out as soon as he got slammed.
Yeah, terrible.
I mean, if you see the side video before I went into the ring, there's a video of me walking in. You see how wide open my eyes are. Like, I was in a state of shock. I couldn't believe this was actually happening.
And you got in there as quick as possible, I'm sure. And I'm not know for sure, but I'm imagining there were no police in attendance. Sometimes there's detailed police officers. Were there any police in attendance? No. So basically, if you weren't in that locker room and you didn't run in that ring, you know, who knows what would have happened. It's Doug the Epic Malo here tonight, Wrestling with Comedy. We're about 8 minutes left to the program. Any questions or comments, you can send them in. We got one comment coming in. I wouldn't want to piss this guy off, someone says. But you know what? But just so you know, viewing audience, and we got the numbers are going up here. I got to know Doug a little bit. You know, we don't really know each other, but we do know each other in a way because we're both in the King of Sports, and we talk a little bit through Instagram. And he's on our show tonight. But Doug's one of those guys that he doesn't stand up for bullies. He stands up for what's right, and he is a trained athlete, and he can take care of business when he needs to. Doug, I got something to throw at you. One more segment of the program, and we'll talk a little bit about your social media and upcoming matches that you have. This part here is finish this statement. I'll throw a statement, and you finish it.
Sounds good.
When the Epic One got into professional wrestling, his vision was to...
I don't know. I'd have my dick pop out. I don't know, dude. When I first got into wrestling, I was doing it to fulfill my buddy's like bullshit we used to talk. My dead friend Abraham. So I didn't really know what I did. I think the first match I didn't even go up on the second rope after I choked somebody. I stood on the first rope and I felt so lost and stupid. But then I saw the families having fun and shit, and it took me a while to figure out what I was doing. Yeah. I know what I have now, my vision now. But when I first started, whoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like the baby face, or do you like the heel brother? Do you have a preference, or do you work any way you need to work?
I like being a baby face only because I could sell with the best of them. You know, I'm a big dude and I'm typically bigger than so many people, but like I'll sell all over the place and give the crowd a reason to want to come back. Yeah,
man, that's what it's all about. That's what it's about. If you just joined us, we got DJ Robbie Fresh is joining us. He's saying, "Let's go Epic," and it's episode 38. We're about 5 minutes before we have to say goodnight, everyone. The Epic is here himself, Doug Malo from California, champion. He's a champion professional wrestler, and he's also a champion power lifter. And he is the man that made the save with the Raja Jackson attack back in August 23, 2025. 20-plus unanswered punches on a ground and pound on an unconscious indie professional wrestler, Syko Stu, who basically was working an angle, and Raja took advantage and almost killed the man. This man right here, Doug Malo, is here tonight. Doug, you have a big event coming up. You're coming to the East Coast, it looks like, on July 11th, Gotham City Slam. Can you tell the people about that? Trenton, New Jersey.
Yeah, Gremlin House Wrestling, I think is the name of the promotion. It is the promotion,
yes.
Gremlin House Wrestling. I'm excited. The Good Brothers are going to be there. Luigi Primavera. Well, I fucking love him. He's so good. Hopefully I get to wrestle him. Yeah. I'm going to fucking choke him with his own dough, though. I'll turn heel just to fuck him up. That would be so fun. No, I'm kidding. That in itself is going to be wild because, one, New Jersey's got a great wrestling fan base. I've always loved Jersey. So that's gonna, I don't know. I'm so pumped on that one. I came off of this damn surgery. I had my bicep reattached in January. And then after that, I got hurt with my neck. Something happened where something might have hurt my neck somewhere. Anyways, a little salty over that.
Yeah, but you got those big traps, and those big traps will give you a quick recovery. The traps are a big deal. You got big traps, man.
Yeah, well, right now the one that on the side that's injured is completely knotted up and locked out. So now the knotted up muscles are spreading into my right shoulder, so it's been hard to lift my arm. But outside of that, I am pumped because I was able to get 25 minutes in with Slice with this injury. I got, I think, 13 with Jordan. My stamina's been improving everywhere. So by the time I get to Jersey, I am going to be in really, really good shape and ready to fucking run around and do some fun shit for everybody. It's going to be a spectacle. So I just got to figure out how to bring my helmet on an airplane. Like, I don't want it to get squished. Yeah, I got to get some foam or something like that. So I come out with my Spartan helmet. Somebody fucks that up, I'll be a little butthurt.
Doug Malo, you didn't know that someone like this, a big professional wrestler, big-time person, he's out of California. He's got such a great sense of humor, and we're so happy to have him here on Wrestling with Comedy. Doug, you got that big match July 11. You had said Trenton, New Jersey. You're looking forward to it. You're going to be 100% by that time. What about your social media if any of the audience wants to reach out to you? You want to throw it out there?
Yeah. YouTube is Doug_Malo. You could also find me on Scaling Up Catches. I catch predators, child predators, with the group. We just caught a 60-year-old guy trying to move in with a 12-year-old, and he thought he was going to do a naked wedding.
Oh, Jesus.
So we made him rehearse it, and I took my clothes off and acted like I was the girl, and then we got him sent straight to fucking jail. Straight to jail. 3, 2, 1, straight to jail. That's why in my song you hear 3, 2, 1, straight to FO. 3, 2, 1, straight to jail is what we tell the Preds. We tell them the cops aren't going to come. And then at the end, when the cops show up, we scream it in their face. 3, 2, 1, straight to jail. Right up in their grill. And then they go to jail.
Yeah, man. So you basically, you're on all the different social media platforms.
Yeah, and then hold on real quick. My Instagram, that's right. It's just the epic, underscores in between each word. So just _the_epic. So just the epic, underscores breaking it up.
We'll put that link, Doug, underneath this program. We'll have that link there for the audience so they can get on there. We're about 1:40 left. Before we say goodnight, Doug, any inspiration coming into professional wrestling? Was there anybody when you were younger that you looked up to? Any pro wrestlers you wanted to mention?
Yeah, Rikishi was a huge one because I was a chubby little fat kid and I loved to dance. And all the neighbors would make fun of me. And then my mom would, like, one day I was in there, like, crying like a little hoe. And she looked at me and she was like, will you shut the fuck up? Like, that man is dancing in a thong. You know what I mean? Letting it all hang out, just happy as a pig in shit. And you're over here crying about your body. And then outside of that was The Rock and Stone Cold. I adore them. So.
Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Yeah, and The Rock.
And The Rock, Rocky Maivia, yep.
Well, you got to understand, The Rock was just the Hollywood version of Stone Cold.
Yeah, you got that, brother. We're about 1 minute. We're going to say goodnight. This was Doug the Epic Malo out of California, professional wrestling champion and also powerlifter. He's the man that made the save when Roger Jackson basically attempted to kill an indie wrestler in the ring back in California in the 25th, 2020, August 23, 2025. This is the Real Deal Joel Davis saying goodnight. For everyone